Are you a business owner who's thinking about estate planning? Or maybe you have an estate plan but are thinking about starting a business. Perhaps you have neither and are just curious about how a business and an estate plan might work in tandem. Well, thanks for tuning in. My name is Ian Wu here at GRU Law. I'm an estate planning attorney. And today's topic, we're going to be going over how a business plan and an estate plan can work in tandem together to ensure a smooth transition into the future, protect your assets, save you time and money. Make sure you like and subscribe because we're going to have a lot more cool topics coming out and we're really excited to share them with you. And so let's get started. When we talk about estate planning and business succession planning, we're generally trying to meet three primary objectives. The first is avoiding probate. Probate is the court process of distributing and valuing assets. It's time consuming and it can ideally be avoided with a proper estate plan. The second goal is minimizing taxes. We want to make sure that your business, your plan, and your assets get the most value when they're being passed on to the next generation or your successors, and that they can be used for your benefit throughout your lifetime. The third objective we're trying to meet is to promote harmony. Now, a good estate and business plan is going to avoid confusion. It's going to avoid conflict. It's going to be clear. And that's going to promote that harmony in your family, your heirs, your successors, and whoever might be taking over your business. When it comes to estate planning for business owners, our focus includes everything that we've talked about, right? Avoiding probate, minimizing taxes, and promoting harmony, but we're also really focused on protecting the business. And when I say protecting the business, I don't mean just liability. What I mean is planning. Think about this. If you're incapacitated and you own a business, is there a plan in place to make sure that that business can keep running? So a strong business succession and estate plan will ensure that somebody that you trust or multiple people that you trust might step in to take over in the event that you're incapacitated or are no longer able to handle the day-to-day functions of that business. Beyond incapacity, many business owners, if not all business owners, their goal is to ensure that this business keeps running or that it can be sold later for value. And they should be in charge of the terms of it continuing to run or it to be sold. So a successful estate plan and business succession plan can help achieve that goal. So along the lines of estate planning and business succession planning, now is the time to review, your operating agreement. Let's say if you have an LLC or your bylaws and you have a corporation, what are your governing business documents? What do they say? What happens if a partner passes away? What happens if a shareholder wants out? Now's the time to take a look at those things, make sure that they align with your interests. Moving on though, let's talk about the liability part of protecting your business. Planning is a huge part of the equation, but there is no one-size-fits-all strategy to liability planning for a business. It's really going to depend on what kind of business do you have? Do you have multiple partners? Are there other people involved in operating this business? Does the business own real property? These are the questions that an attorney might ask you if you sit down with them and start discussing the implications of liability that might be assigned to a business. Consider this. If your business is a sole proprietorship or a DBA, generally speaking, there is no limited liability. If you put that business into your trust and there are liabilities assigned to that business, or there could be creditors that come after this business, there could be lawsuits. Generally speaking, they can go after the assets in the trust too. That's why for these kind of businesses, insurance policies are going to be huge, right? But there's more. What if your insurance policy is still in your name and you move that business into your trust, right? Well, the insurance company might have an issue with that. The trust isn't insured, you are. So double check your liability. The last thing you want is any gaps in coverage. If your business is an LLC or a corporation, then that's different. These are separate legal entities. And if your trust owns that business either as a member or as a shareholder, generally speaking, you're going to have limited liability there. But there's more. You want to keep those assets of that business and the trust separate. That means that you should structure your accounting, make sure that there are clear records that you are not commingling the assets of your business and your trust. Make sure that you're not personally guaranteeing on behalf of the trust liabilities of the business. If you start to commingle these assets, they all might be treated as one, and that liability might seep into your trust and your personal assets. We don't want that to happen. Here at GRU Law, we're happy to discuss with you. We have many clients who we assist with estate planning, business succession planning, and organizing businesses. Please check out our link in the bio, like and subscribe. We've got many more cool topics coming out, and I'm eager to share those with you. Again, my name is Ian Wu. Stay safe, stay protected, and you can do so by staying prepared.